So you might be asking yourself, who is this girl and why is she giving me advice? Well, my new friend, let me take a moment and introduce myself to you. I, like so many of us, had a really difficult, challenging childhood. The type of childhood that left me wondering if I was lovable, if I was good enough, what will my life be like? How will I be in relationships? Will I recognize love? How will I be as a mom? How will I treat myself when I'm older? What kind of relationships will I allow into my life as I grow? I always looked at life on a deeper level. I always felt a little bit different. And I also really found it to be soul level important for me to make sure that the people around me felt loved and that they mattered and that they were included. And eventually one day I realized that I needed to include myself in those values. So I've been on this journey where I've been collecting inspiration through ideas and through material that I've learned and through experiences that I've had and through every person that I've ever worked with on my journey or every friend who shared their story with me. And I realized that there's a part of me that's an educator that wants to share this information, that wants to share my experience and my knowledge that I've obtained throughout my life and spending my life just studying relationships and practicing the skills and tweaking them to make them even work for me even better. And on my journey, I went from being somebody who didn't know if I was lovable, if I could ever really be loved, if I was enough. I was an extreme people pleaser. I was codependent. And now, in my late 30s, I am an empowered woman. I am assertive. I do not settle for relationships that are good enough. They need to be incredible to stay in my life. I have broken the cycle, and I have an incredible marriage. And I have a son that I absolutely adore and feel beyond grateful that I get to be his mom. So I wanted to create this podcast for you, dear listener, because maybe some of the things that I've experienced or I've learned on my journey is something that you can apply to yours, or you can tweak it and make it your own to fit your journey so that you can allow yourself and give space for yourself to grow and become who you've always wanted to be, who you're meant to be on that soul level. So not only do I have my own life experiences, I have also spent my life working in the behavioral health field, in the mental health field, and I've also made sure that I have the credentials and the education to fully understand, and I continue to take trainings every year to make sure that I am up to date and that I am continuing to learn and practice the skills that are really truly going to help me create the best relationships that I possibly can have in my life, including and especially the relationship with myself. Through my journey, I learned that the most important relationship I'll ever have is the relationship with me. And I need to start there. And then it just ripples out and influences every other relationship that I have. So I do have a bachelor's in health and human development, a master's in marriage and family therapy. I also have an associate's degree as a wellness practitioner, which means that I also am a certified hypnotist. I'm a certified family life educator. I've studied holistic nutrition and also life coaching. So I've really spent my time studying this area so that I can tie in the research-based skills with the experiences that life has given me as well, so that I can deliver you experts and resources and awesome conversation that'll hopefully give you some things to think about and maybe shift your perspective or try out for yourself and see what you like and throw away what you don't. And anyway, I'm just so honored that you're here to share a piece of your journey with me. And again, I hope that part of my journey can positively influence yours. Welcome to the Beautifully Changed podcast. I'm Steph Perejamas, and I'm delighted you're here. Now, let's make your relationships awesome. Well, hey there. Thank you for coming to listen to this episode. Whether it's your first time here or your 196th, every time you come, I feel honored. So thank you. And I hope every time you come, you take away something with you. Even if it's an air hug from me, because I'm sending them to you every time you listen. Fall is coming, and I always think that it is a beautiful time. It's also a time of transition, a time to just kind of think about how it feels when things shift. And I know this past week, there's been a great sadness as Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away. I know she was a hero to many, and this feels very stressful and very sad, and we're grieving and we're wondering what's going to happen next. And as I was scrolling through Twitter, which I don't do often, but today I was, and I saw that Bindi Irving, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right, you know, the crocodile hunter, his daughter said, "Women belong in all places," right? She quoted Ruth, "Women belong in all places where decisions are being made." And her mom, Terry, said, "When your hero dies, everything she stood for does not end. Everything she stood for must continue. Now it's our turn." And just reading that again just like gives me goosebumps and kind of fills my eyes and my throat and my heart with emotion, because there's so much truth behind that. It's like she led us, and now it's up to us to continue, right? To continue creating the changes that we believe in and continue to show up in a way that we believe in and that we truly believe is for the greater good. So for any of you out there who feel devastated by the passing of Ruth, just know that her work will continue because there's so many people that she touched and inspired and spoke to and helped and changed lives for, that she is definitely not someone who will be forgotten, and her work cannot be forgotten. And people are going to continue to stand and to walk forward, and she'll guide us as a light. So it also kind of makes me think about anyone in your life that you really admire or look up to, or has really done something in a way that has really shifted something for you. Now is a perfect time to let them know, to send them some love, some gratitude, some appreciation, because there's never a more perfect time than right now. And this leads me to wanting to share with you a couple exercises that you can do to just help expand and open up your heart space and just let this wonderful flow of love go in and out of you. And I wanted to share this with you on here because I'm doing a 12-week, easy 12 weeks to more powerful and blissful self-love. It's a personal growth challenge, and I have this on my website. We've just finished week 1, which if you want to join, you can join at any time. It's going to be up. As far as I know, I'm just going to be leaving it up and adding each week to the post. Currently, we're in week 2. So if you want to check it out, go to beautifullychanged.com/selflove/ and you can join the 12 weeks. Again, at any point, go ahead and jump in. We are on week 2, which is all about opening your heart. It's very heart-centered, your heart space. And so with that being said, here are my tips for you if you want to release, give, and receive. So since it is the heart space week, that means When we talk about our heart chakra, that is the color green, represents that, right? And it's about love and compassion and forgiveness and knowing that we're lovable, being able to receive love, being able to give love. So this week, I would encourage you to wear more green, to eat green foods, to have more salads, add leafy greens to stuff. Like this morning, I enjoyed a mermaid lemonade, and it is so good. And basically, I got it from, I was looking online, like I was trying to find more recipes for spirulina, and because I have this big bag of it, and I was like, I want to use this, and I want to use it more for than just my smoothies. So what else could I do? And I found a mermaid lemonade at the Glowing Fridge, and it's basically spirulina, lemon juice, water. I used maple syrup because the recipe asked for agave, but I don't use agave. So I had maple syrup. Okay, so again, lemon juice, water, apple cider vinegar, maple syrup, and spirulina. Hopefully I got it all. Anyway, it was so delicious, and it was like a pretty green color. So that was awesome. Also, I'm actually currently working on a cookbook for your heart chakra and connecting in your relationships. So I think it's really important because sometimes we forget that what we put into our bodies actually influences us on a mind, body, soul level. And so I will hopefully finish that up sooner than later and have that available for you because it's going to be fantastic. I love it. I love the concept. A friend of mine actually gave me the idea. She was like, Steph, you need to make this cookbook. And I was like, oh, right. My friend is Zoe. So you've heard her on an episode, probably, the Merhipsy. So she definitely told me to make that cookbook. And I was like, all right, girl, I'm on it. And I was super gung-ho about it. And then I just put it aside. And now I need to get back to it and finish it up for you so you can use it for all the yummy goodness and enhancing all the love and flow in your relationship. So green, green, green. Also, you will find on my YouTube channel that there is a breathing exercise that you can do that goes with opening your heart, and it's a few minutes every day, every morning. And while you're doing that, you could also visualize the color green flowing in and out of you and all around you and expanding out with your breath. And it's really nice. So you can check that out if you want to. Which I do want to say, if you aren't following me on YouTube, you should definitely be doing that because I post meditations, hypnosis. I share my fitness journey on there. I share other personal development and relationship tips. And I don't know, it's fun. So I'm doing it more. So go check it out. It's Beautifully Changed. So youtube.com/beautifullychanged. And you'll find me on YouTube. So enjoy because there's so many free, helpful tools on there that I think you'll find at least one that you'll enjoy. So another exercise that I think is super important is mirror work. So because we're expanding and we're focusing on our heart center, the question to ask yourself when you're looking in the mirror is, what do I need right now? So you can say, what do you need right now? Or what do I need right now? Whichever feels more comfortable to you while you're looking at yourself in the eyes. And just see what comes up, and maybe it'll come up for you right then, or maybe it'll come up for you a few hours later. However, just ask the question, right? And then give yourself time to formulate a response. Also, I love saying affirmations while looking in the mirror. I know some people down this, but I have literally witnessed so many of my clients shift their confidence when they start doing affirmations while looking in the mirror. It literally shifts things for you. So I don't know. I see the power behind them. Other people might discount them, but I think they are wonderful and they definitely help rewire your brain and your self-talk. So affirmations are key when looking in the mirror. Ask yourself questions because it's the heart opening. What do you need right now? And I did this exercise this week, and it was so powerful and it was so emotional. And I just looked myself in the eyes and I told myself that I'm okay. It's going to be okay. You're okay. And I just did that until I believed myself. And I had tears. And then I just felt deep, deep knowing that I was going to be okay. And my energy feels so different and so light and so lovely. So give that a shot too, if you'd like to. Okay, the other exercise that's super important to do when we're releasing. So we want to release the hurt and what's kind of keeping other people out. So write a letter to the person or people who have really deeply, deeply hurt you, and let them know exactly how you feel. Be completely honest, be brutally honest with them about how that their actions or their words or whatever hurt you, how it cut you to the soul. Let them know. And then do not give them this letter. This letter is just for you. So you get to write this letter for you to help you release and express your anger, express your hurt, your disappointment, your sadness. You get to say everything that you would say if it was safe to say it, because it is safe to say it. And no one else is going to read this besides you. So after you write it, you can go ahead and rip it up. You could throw it away. You can get rid of it however you feel fit, or you can save it in your journal and add to it as you need to. Whatever works for you. And then you write, okay, so this is what I think is so important, is you set up just this lovely space for yourself, okay? And I would also, I'm going to skip ahead for a second. So buy yourself some roses. Go to the store, pick out the roses that you just think are beautiful. It doesn't matter what color they are. Just pick out roses, because roses are the flower for the heart space. And I mean, roses are love, guys. So go get yourself some roses. It doesn't have to be just roses. So if you like a mix of flowers with roses in them, get those. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring them home, and you're going to create this beautiful writing space for yourself with like your roses, and maybe you have a candle that you like, and you're going to have some like green tea or some rosebud tea with you, and your journal, and you're going to write yourself a letter of appreciation. Now, if it helps you, you can write this letter from a higher power, from somebody that's your hero, from someone you really admire, someone who would write you this letter out of deep appreciation and love. So anybody that you want to write this letter to yourself from, you can do. Be as creative as you want, and you don't have to be embarrassed, because nobody's going to know who you picked, or it can really honestly just be from yourself. And then you're going to write in this letter everything that you appreciate that you've done, things that nobody else appreciated, things that nobody else noticed, or things that didn't really get the appreciation. Like it was like, hey, thanks. But you're like, that's all I get. Thanks. What the heck? Right? So you're going to go all in, and you're just going to pour the appreciation onto yourself for everything that you've done for yourself, for others, everything that needs to be appreciated, that you need to feel appreciated for, is going to go in this letter. And then sign off, love me, or love God, love the universe, love Oprah, love Brad Pitt, whatever it is that you want to say, love grandma, put it in there and just let it flow. And then you're going to get out a nice piece of paper. Maybe it's pretty stationary. Maybe you write it with nice font on the computer, however you want to do it. You're going to pick at least one person in your life. Maybe you have a few that really, really positively impacted you. Like they helped change your life for the better. You know what I mean? They did something that you felt so loved and so cared about, and that you so mattered by this person. And you're going to write them a letter of appreciation, letting them know how they impacted your life in the positive way, and what they did, what they said, how you felt, how wonderful it was to receive that kind of love. And you are going to send them this letter, and it is going to be amazing. So go ahead and write as many of those as you feel you'd like to write. And then I would highly encourage you to check out my Loving the Inner Child meditation that I have on my YouTube channel that you are definitely, or you can find all these for the week too on beautifullychanged.com/self-love/. All of the videos are right there, and you could just go there and have them all handy dandy ready for you to use so you don't have to try to search and find them. Okay? So listen to that meditation at least once. Connect with your inner child. Let your inner child know how loved and supported they are by you and that they are not alone ever. And if you're into some yoga, find some yoga that does a lot of heart opening poses this week. So whether that's yin yoga or like a yoga flow or vinyasa or whatever it is that speaks to you, find a yoga that has heart opening. Like you could literally go to YouTube and search heart opening yoga poses and it'll bring you to those. So do some of that if that sounds good to you. Okay. And as you're doing this, just be gentle with yourself. Be open to the idea of receiving love and giving love and letting it be this like wonderful dance of giving and taking and receiving and releasing the hurt and being open to forgiving yourself and forgiving the people who crushed you, you know? And also, if you're into essential oils, you can definitely put some essential oil mixed with like a carrier oil on your heart chakra space. So you can get rose, bergamot, which I think I always say that wrong, but lavender, melissa, lemon balm, lang lang, right? You could put all of the, like pick one or do like a mix and put it around your heart chakra and just let, it kind of release and let it do its thing. And I would leave you with this. As you go through your week and you're focused on love in your heart space, look for the evidence of love around you. Look for the evidence of you loving yourself and you receiving love from other people and you giving love to other people, and look for the evidence of you forgiving or being in the process, the journey of forgiveness, whether that's to yourself or to someone else. Just find the evidence of the love in this world, because sometimes we forget that the world is filled with so much love, and it really is. So look for it. Notice it this week, actively every day. Find the evidence that love exists and it's out there and it's real. And you have it flowing in and out of you right now. It's everywhere. It's all around you. You can find it every single day. So just look for the evidence. Maybe journal about it. Journal your evidence that you noticed every day. And let that fill you up with good, warm fuzzies. And as always, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a phenomenal week and that you'll do at least one of these exercises for yourself and let your heart space expand and let the flow of love go a little bit smoother with less resistance, and that you can find and see the evidence of love around you. Remember that you are enough right now. You always have been. You always will be. You are so lovable, even with the flaws that you think are not. Your flaws are the things that make you unique and lovable and relatable, and the quirkiness, like every single ounce of you, every cell of you matters. And I am so grateful to get to share the earth with you at the same moment in time. Sending so much love your way, and thank you again for being here. I'll talk to you next week. Bye. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today, and make sure to share this episode with someone and leave a review. And remember, you are worthy of incredible love.